On the last day of our stay in Malta, we go to Comino, at a small island belonging to the Maltese archipelago, inhabited permanently by only 2 people. We were going to visit the famous Blue Lagoon. We are aware that this place is one of the main tourist attractions in Malta, so we are mentally prepared for crowds of tourists. There is plenty of room on board the rented Catamaran despite about 50 tourists on board. The weather that day was cloudy for most of the day, which helped to cope with the heat. We see dramatic landscapes of the surrounding. We see small islands, rocky coast and small and big caves hiding their secrets. Comino is one of the 7 islands of the Maltese archipelago, located between Malta and Gozo. It covers an area of only 3.5 square kilometers, so is much smaller than Malta or Gozo. There is no regular road traffic or public transport within the island. Although today Comino is inhabited by only 2 people, it has been known for centuries, but it was probably never densely populated. This is a quite wild part of the country. Over the centuries, the island of Comino in Malta served Roman farmers, but also pirates and sailors. The local caves and grottos were an ideal place to wait out the storm, but also to hide while waiting for ships passing here between Malta and Gozo, waiting to attack them from hiding. The colors of Blue Lagoon are stunning from a distance. There is no doubt that the biggest attraction of Comino is the famous Blue Lagoon. The bottom of the lagoon is mostly sand and is shallow enough that tall adults can easily walk across the lagoon from Comino to Cominotto, where it is much quieter than Comino. Every year, the island of Comino in Malta attracts crowds of tourists wanting to swim in azure water, all thanks to the famous Blue Lagoon, a lagoon between the island of Comino and Cominotto. But Comino Island in Malta is much more than a beautiful lagoon. When you go into Comino, you must take into account that there is no restaurant at Blue Lagoon. The only place where you can eat are the local food trucks, displayed in the summer season. Those serve mainly typical fast food, so burgers, pizza, fries, kebabs and Maltese fatira. In addition, you will find fruit stands, but also the famous pineapple drinks. It's a must drink on Comino in the summer. So if fast food isn't your thing, it's worth taking something with you. You will not find anything else here. After all-day trip on board of Catamaran, we became really hungry. We are visiting a famous restaurant in Mellieha, 180 restaurant. The dishes served here impress us with the way of serving, decoration and exquisite taste. Definitely a place worth recommending, not only because of the exclusive dishes, but also because of the picturesque stunning location, where the tourist, tired from the day, while waiting for the meal, can watch the picturesque sunset. If you are looking for an extraordinary place in Malta that is breathtaking and offers interesting attractions, then the Dingley Cliffs are the hit on your travel list. Those mighty cliffs rising above the Mediterranean Sea impresses not only with the impressive height, but also with the picturesque views that stretch on the horizon. We're here at Dingley Cliff. Some internet sources say that this is the highest cliff in Europe, which is completely not true. The highest cliff in Europe is Cabo Giro, which is in Madeira. But saying that, it's still worth to come here because the view is spectacular. The Dingley Cliffs in Malta are not only impressive rock formations, but also a place where you can admire extraordinary views that will take your breath away. Raising to a height of over 250 meters above the sea level, those mighty cliffs offer panoramic views of Mediterranean Sea and original Maltese scenery. For everyone who loves nature in its most majestic form and seeks peace and reflection, the visit to this place is an unforgettable experience. The Dingley Cliffs are also perfect for watching sunsets, which paint the sky with shades of red and gold, creating an unforgettable spectacle. During our stay in Malta, we couldn't miss the last attraction on our list, the village of Marsaxlokk. The fishing village of Marsaxlokk in Malta is one of the iconic places for everyone who comes to Malta. One of the most famous symbols of Malta are colorful fishing boats, luzu, and this is one of the first associations that comes to mind when you hear the word Malta. Every year crowds of tourists come to the village to see the beautiful bay in the charming Marsaxlokk, full of colorful luzu. It is tiny because only about 3,500 people live here. Thanks to this, it's quite quiet in a way, apart from the crowds of tourists who come here mainly for the famous fish market. Marsaxlokk time seems to have stopped. Nothing has changed here for years. Old tenant houses with colorful balconies, small charming pubs and a fisherman, because Marsaxlokk is their home. Unfortunately, because we were short of time, we were unable to visit the village thoroughly. We spent some time in the famous picturesque fishing port though. Generally speaking, a beautiful place worth visiting. And this is the end of our picturesque adventure in Malta. We can say with confidence that Malta is a place worth visiting. Despite the relatively heavy touristic traffic, crowded roads and crowds in the main touristic attractions, Malta offers much more than meets the eye. We highly recommend visiting this picturesque Mediterranean island. See you soon in the next episode of our traveling vlog. See you around, guys!